Good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever time you're doing this video. Thank you once again for turning me on and allowing me into your home. Hope you're all doing well and staying healthy, active as much as you can, and most importantly, feeling good up here. You know, I've been going through like ups and downs, as I'm sure everybody is. And it's important to remember that, you know, this is temporary. We don't know how long it's going to be, but it is temporary. And so we will get through this together. And if I can help you in just a little tiny way with my yoga, then I am more than pleased to do so. And I'm thrilled about that. So now's your chance to pause the video if you want to turn on some music or get some props, blocks, blanket, or a strap. Again, I'm not sure what we'll be using, but it's always good to have those things handy. And certainly put on some music in the background. You can go to Pandora. I think they have a yoga station. Spotify. You can Google. You can look up yoga music, meditation music, or anything, top 40, anything that you want to listen to while you practice. So once that's done, come back to your mat, find a comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, and gently close your eyes. I'm going to start with a couple minutes of centering and breathing. So sitting up nice and tall, please draw the belly in. So picture there's a string on the inside of your belly button, and it's pulling your belly button back towards your spine and up a little bit towards your throat. Release the shoulders towards the mat. This is called Sukhasana, and that means easy seat. But if you're doing it right, it's not necessarily so easy because it's not really relaxing so much. You should feel your side body working. You should feel your core engaged. Tip back in your seat if you don't feel either of those things. Sit up taller if you don't feel either of those things. Keep your chin parallel to your mat. Start to notice your breath without changing it in any way, just noticing it, being what I like to call a passive observer in your breath. And now you can start to manipulate it. So take bigger inhales, bigger exhales. All the time noticing how it affects your body. When you breathe in, full, complete breath, you're oxygenating all your cells. Notice how that feels. Notice how the body responds on the exhale. There's no right or wrong answer to these questions. It's just noticing and observing, becoming mindful. That's pretty much what mindfulness is just noticing how the body's responding to things, noticing how the brain is responding, being aware of your surroundings and how they're affecting you, listening to the cues from your body, from your brain. Our bodies are constantly sending us messages, and you can only ignore them for so long before they become really big and really loud, forcing you to pay attention. So just keep that in mind as you go through your practice. If you're feeling a little bit of an injury somewhere, listen to your body. Slow it down, pull back a little bit, modify it. Don't push through, don't power through. Because your body will keep telling you about this, telling you what it needs until you can no longer practice, or you can no longer walk right, or you're limping, or your stomach is burning because you haven't been listening to the cues that the body's been giving you when you've been eating, I don't know, fried foods, chocolate, drinking too much coffee, too much wine, anything acidic like that. Tequila, margaritas, just throwing out all my favorite things here. So I speak from experience, just know that. Bring the palms face towards the ceiling, so backs of the hands on the knees. Bring the pointer finger and the thumb to touch and extend the other 3 fingers. Draw the shoulders back, sit up tall with a purpose. Take a big inhale, count to 5, hold it for a count of 2, exhale to a count of 5, hold that for a count of 2, and repeat. We're going to do that cycle 3 times. Come to your normal breath. Bring the hands back to the knees. Palm side down. Drop the chin towards the chest. Roll the shoulders forward. Lean back. Feel the rounded spine. Feel the shoulders opening or the shoulder blades open. Pull the belly in. You can slowly open the eyes. We're going to take some seated cat-cows. Inhale. Lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Drop the head back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the spine, leaning back. Inhale. And exhale, going at your own pace. If you're not on my cues, that's fine. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale. We're warming up the spine, warming up the body. Inhale again. Exhale. It's important to breathe in and out through the nose. Last one. Keeps the breath internal. Helps to build heat. Also helps to calm the mind and the body. And then just come to a regular seat here, please. Inhale the arms up. Reach the fingertips up. Take an exhale, twist over to the right. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate the ribs around. Come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the other side. One more time. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. And then inhale back up to center. And then exhale, twist. Now to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches over. Take a lean to the right. Sit up tall. Okay, if you look at me, you'll notice I'm crunching down. You want to kind of sit up tall and just lean over. Press that left sit bone down. Right shoulder softens away from the ears. And then release, coming back to sit. Inhale, arms up. Other side, left hand comes down. Reach the right arm up and then lean over. So don't crunch into it. You're still sitting up tall as you lean towards your left. Soften that left shoulder away from the ear. Right shoulder away from the ear. Right arm is nice and straight. Breathe into what you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel what you feel. Be grateful for the feelings that you're feeling. Be grateful for everything that you have right now. I always tell my kids, focus on what you have. Stop focusing on what you don't have. And that is a good reminder for all of us, myself included. We all get caught up in it. And then release. Very nice. Okay, switch the cross of the ankles, please. So whichever leg was in front is now going behind. Whichever leg was behind is going in front. And I'm having some knee issues still. So I'm using this blanket to help me be able to still practice while protecting the sensitive parts of my body right now. So inhale, reach the heart up. Exhale, come forward. So you're folding over, but you're reaching forward, forward, forward. Stay there. Keep high up on the fingertips, gazing forward, shoulders back. And then you can round into this, dropping the forearms down if they reach. And then slowly walk the hands back and come back to sit. Very nice. Okay, so I'm just moving my blanket. Bring your hands behind you in any position. It doesn't matter. It's just for support. Feet are bent, knees are bent, excuse me, and they're about inner hips distance apart. So about, 8 inches apart. You're going to drop your knees over to the right, lift your heart up. Pull the belly in, and then drop the knees to the other side, lift the heart. We're going to do one more on each side. So flip the knees to the right, lift the heart up, and then go to the other side. Lift the heart up. And then come back to center. We're going to bring the feet and the knees together, dropping the knees to the sides. Baddha Konasana. Right knee to the right, left knee to the right, to the left. Feel free to put a block under your knee or your thigh if it feels like it's pulling too much. or it doesn't feel comfortable, bring your seat as close to your feet as the body allows without rounding the spine. Okay, so you want to be sitting up nice and tall. I like to hold on to the ankles, pull my chest through my shoulders. Stay here and breathe, sitting up tall, keep the belly nice and tight. And do your best to just hinge forward. At this point, I always like to grab the feet, a little bit of an anchor, and pull myself forward. You'll notice I'm not rounding, I'm not dropping the head, keeping the heart forward. I'll turn to the side so you can see. So my nice long spine, I'm leaning forward versus rounding and kind of falling down, leaning forward. 2 more breaths here. Feel the groin opening, beautiful stretches. And then slowly release, knees together, straighten out the legs, just shake it out. We're going to come onto hands and knees, please. I'm going to pad my knees because that's just who I am these days, and it's okay. All right, so pad the knees if you need to. Coming into tabletop. Let's just take 1 or 2, we'll have a 2 or 3 cat-cows here really quickly. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, this should mimic what you felt when we were doing our seated cat-cows. Last one. And exhale, round. And then gazing forward. Step it back to plank pose, please. Right away, plank pose. Good. Okay, so we're going to lower down into a half vinyasa here. Feel free to drop onto the knees and then lower down that way, or you can come down in one long line. You're going to inhale to an upward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. Shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, curl the toes, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. First one. Could feel tight. Jog out the feet. Okay, we got to work within the confines of our own body. So it's really important to get rid of all the shoulds in your life in general. Certainly when you're on your mat. You know, I should be able to do this. I should be more flexible. It's all nonsense. Reach the heart down. I do a lot of yoga, and I've been teaching for probably 5 years now, and I do a lot of yoga. And my feet still do not reach the mat. I bend my knees, and that's okay. I've certainly made progress from where I was when I first started yoga many years ago. You just practice within the confines of your body. So we're going to float back to plank, please. Come back to hands and knees. We're going to reach our right foot back. Keep it lifted. Gaze forward. A little bit of a balance here. If you want to reach around and grab the top of that foot, you can. Press the foot into the hand into the foot. Watch the knee lift. And then release. Reach out, front and the back of the room. Drop it down. Make your way to plank. And then downward facing dog. Jog out those feet. We're slowly opening the body. I feel my triceps engaging. Feel my entire body opening up. Shake the head. Float back to plank. Hands and knees. Left foot comes back. Lift it right away. Other arm. And if you want to reach around and grab the top of that foot. Okay, this is my bad knee, so I'm not going to do that. Keep that belly nice and tight. And then slowly release it, making your way back to downward facing dog, coming through plank. Lower down or just press it right back. And downward facing dog. Love this pose. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. Gaze forward, bend the knees, walk to the front of the mat, fold over, Let the head go. Allow the body to just hang. Tip forward into the balls of the feet. Keep the heels connected, but you're just tipping forward. You're redistributing the weight here. And then we're going to inhale, bring the hands to the shins, look up, flatten that spine. Exhale, fold over again. It's okay if the knees are bent. You'll notice mine are a little bent. Inhale, gaze up, arms out to the side. We're rising up, palms touch. Exhale, hands back around. Okay, let's get moving a little bit more. Find your mountain pose, please, Tadasana. Inhale, around and up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, we're planting our hands on the mat. We're stepping back to plank. Move through your vinyasa or just press back to downward facing dog. It's your practice. Do what you need to do. Meeting in downward facing dog. Stay for a breath or two here. Inhale the right leg up. Open that hip. Look under that right armpit. Turn everything back towards the mat. Gaze forward. Right foot comes between the hands. Rise up into a warrior one. Back foot spins down. Hips and chest square towards the front of the room. Inhale the arms up. Palms can touch if it's okay on the shoulders, or hands can be apart. But really work to rotate those hips forward. Now straighten that front leg, fold over. It's a pretty wide triangle forward fold, but that's okay. We're not going to be here for very long. Bend the front leg, rise back up, warrior one. Exhale the hands down, step it back to plank pose. Move it through, meeting in downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, jogging it out. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open that hip, gaze under that left armpit. And then gaze forward, left foot comes between the hands. Rise up into your warrior one, spin the back heel down. Keep a nice bend in that front knee, hands on the hips. Turn everything towards the front of the room. Arms up. Virabhadrasana one, nice strong grounding pose. Feel the feet being pressed down into the earth. Inhale, straighten that front leg, fold over. Bend that front knee, rise back up. Exhale the hands down. We're going to just step the back foot to the front, folding over. And then inhale, press into the shins, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms touch. And exhale those hands back around. Okay, inhale, round and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward. All right, listen to my cues here. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot comes back only. Drop onto that back knee, rise up into a low lunge. Bring the hands through to heart center. We're going to take a twist. Bring the elbow on the outside of that knee. Twisting. Feel free to curl the back toes and lift the back knee. Drop the knee if it's lifted. Continue to twist a little bit. Release the twist. Arms reach up. Sink forward. Exhale the hands down. Step back to plank. Move through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Right foot comes between the hands. Drop onto that back knee. Low lunge. Hands come to heart center. Take a twist. Feel free to curl the back toes. Lift the back knee. Revolve lunge. Drop the back knee. If it's lifted, arms reach up again, low lunge. Exhale the hands down. Pop back up to the front, please. And fold over. Inhale, scoop the arms around and up. Palms touch. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Okay. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, fold, please. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back only. We're going to come up into a warrior two. So you're going to spin that back foot completely down, heel to heel, or heel to arch alignment. Rise up. Beautiful warrior twos. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms reach up. Exhale, sink. Reverse warrior. Come right into side angle, any variation that suits you. Rise back up. We'll do that again. Straighten that front leg, arms reach up. Sink back to warrior two. Reverse. And side angle. I'm picking up the pace on purpose, trying to build a little heat. Rise back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Step up a little bit for triangle and find Trikonasana. Breathing into those places that you're feeling this pose, this asana. Saying a moment of gratitude to your body for allowing you to get into this pose in any way. It is a blessing. People always throw that word around. Many people mean it, but some people just throw it around. But it's true. It's really true. Rise back up. Hands to the waist. Pivot both feet forward. Open up the legs a little bit more. Pigeon toe the toes a little bit. Wide-legged forward fold. Hands come to the waist. Shoulders are back. Gaze up. Exhale, we're folding, folding, folding. Nice long spine. Reach the heart forward. Eventually, you're going to round the spine, fold over. Fingertips come in line with the toes. As best as the body will allow, drop the head. May or may not touch the mat. That's fine. Grab hold of the outsides of the ankles or shins, wherever you're comfortable. Pull yourself inward. Hands come back to the mat. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, we're going to pivot. Now you're going to be towards the back of your mat. You might want to turn around if you're no longer facing me. We're going to rise up into warrior two on this side. Left foot is back. Right foot is in front. Rise up. Warrior two. Let's do our little sequence. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms reach up. Exhale, sink. Reverse. Come right into your side angle. I like this modified side angle. For me, this works. But you can always bring your hand down too. Rise back up to your Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink. Reverse. Keep that bend in that knee. You don't want to lose that. Come back to warrior two. Side angle. And then back up. Straighten that front leg. Hands to the waist. Take a little step up. For Trikonasana, it's too wide if you go right from warrior two legs. Find your triangle pose. Reach forward, forward, forward. Come on down. Peel open. You can gaze up at that top hand. Unless it bothers the neck, you can always gaze to the side of the room. Or some people like to look down. That throws my balance off if I look down. And we're going to inhale, rise up. One more time, hands to the waist. Turn both sets of feet, both feet forward. We're going to do the same thing we did before. Inhale, exhale, we're folding over. Hinging at the hips here. The spine is long, 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 long until you can't go anymore, and then you can round and fold. Keep the hands planted down. Breathe into the backs of the legs. Tip into the balls of the feet. Keep the heels connected. You're redistributing the weight Feel those hamstrings open up. Gaze forward. We're going to bend the right leg, flex the left, Skandasana. And then just switch sides. Now the feet are pointing out. And then come back to the right side. And then go to the left, last one. Come back to center, walk to the left, come back to the front of the mat, fold over. Inhale, rise up, palms touch. And then exhale your hands back around. Okay. Why don't we take a balance pose? So let's do tree pose. We'll do that together. If you would like to take half lotus, I'll show you the option for that. Otherwise, you can just do tree. So obviously we know tree pose is this, right? Just don't put the foot on the knee, above or below. If you want to come into half lotus, you want to try it, you can bring that foot up into, this is lotus. I'm on the right hand side, so I'm balancing on the left right now. My left hand is holding my foot up. I'm going to reach around with my right hand. If I can grab my toe, I'm going to grab my toe. If I can't, which I cannot do, I'm going to grab the crux of my elbow. I don't know if you can see that. So this is half lotus. So you're going to stay here, find a drishti, balance, feel this beautiful stretch, or you can fold over in your half lotus. Eventually, the crux of your foot is going to be held up by the crease of your hip, and you can drop your hands. So you can do that. And then slowly we're going to rise back up. If that's too much on the knee, just stick with tree. So I'll give another, 10 or 15 breaths here to get whichever posture you feel like practicing. Okay, hopefully you're not watching me because I'm doing a hodgepodge here. So wherever you are, if you're folded over in half lotus, make your way back up. If you're in tree, you can make your way out of tree, coming out of the pose with as much grace as you were using, or as you had going into it. So now we'll do the other side. Again, if you did the tree on one side, try the tree on this side. If you did lotus, try it. I'm not even going to attempt lotus on this side because of my knee. So find your posture of choice, your balance of choice today, whatever that is. Steadiness of breath, steadiness of focus. Go where you got to go where you want to go, and just know each side may be different. Okay, so honor your body where it is. Remember what I said before, you practice within the confines of your own body. And it's all okay. The fact that you're on your mat doing this practice, that's a win, big win. So slowly come on out of whatever pose you chose to do. Slow and steady. And we're meeting back into Dasana. Let's take a quick sun breath here. Inhale. And exhale, fold over. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands back to heart center. All right, so we're going to make our way back to downward facing dog. I'm going to come through vinyasa. If you want to just come on down onto hands and knees, make your way back to down dog, go ahead. So we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, arms around. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, we're planting both hands, stepping the right foot back, left foot back, plank pose, lowering down. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Dog. I thought I said dog. All right, lift, right leg up, bend the knee, open that hip. We're coming into pigeon pose. If you know it, go for it. We are going to bring that right knee to the outside of the right wrist, okay? Bring that ankle as parallel to the mat as the body allows. curl the back toes in, lift that left knee, shimmy that foot back. So you're creating space on the left side. If there's a space here, okay, you'll see I have a space. You're gonna put a blanket under you or block, depending on how big the space is. You wanna be supported. You want this butt cheek supported by something. And it keeps your hips in line. Okay, so don't shy away from props. I always use a prop in pigeon. So inhale, gaze up. Now exhale, we're walking forward. Notice I'm coming forward with a long spine. Eventually my forehead will touch something. Could be my hands, a blanket, the mat. And then that left foot, keep the toes curled or not, depends on the knee. Pigeon pose. You should feel this in the outer right hip. If this bothers the knee in any way, you could do it on your back. I'll show you that on the other side. Please make sure you're using a prop if you're not completely on the mat. All right, we're gonna slowly make our way out of this. We're gonna take this left foot. First of all, move the blanket. Bring that right hip down. Left foot comes around and bring that foot on the outside of the right leg. Okay, so you're sitting like this. We're gonna take a twist. If this doesn't feel comfortable to you, you can straighten this bottom leg. Okay, you get the same exact twist. I happen to like bending it, but you can straighten it. So now we're gonna bring the left hand behind, pull the belly in, twisting over to the left. And we're gonna release that twist, come over to the right. Forearms are going to come down on the mat. On the right, drop the head. This is a counter stretch. And then come on up. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, yogi's choice, however you want to get there. Down dog. Now we got to do the other side. So left leg lifts, open that hip. Now gaze forward, bring that left knee to the outside of the left wrist. Right toes curl in, move that knee back. Place the block or blanket underneath that left cheek if you're not sitting completely on the floor. And but here's the important part. I could get on the floor right now, but this right hip is lifted. You want the hips even. And if you drop the cheek too much, the other hip lifts. So that's really important, which is why we use the props. Okay, so don't think just because you can sit that you don't need the prop, because if that other hip is lifting too much, you're out of alignment. And then lift that heart up. Exhale, fold forward. I'm actually going to come into this on my back because this bothers my knee. I just wanted to show you what it looks like on this side. So if you're doing it on your back, whichever leg is in front is going to go on top, ankle across knee. You're going to lift and you're going to hug it in. Many people like to just hug in the thigh. I like the shin. Breathing into the sensations. I feel it here on the outer left hip, just like I would if I was in pigeon on the mat, on my stomach. So there's many ways to modify. If you're unsure how to modify a particular pose, shoot me an email or a text. Most of you, I'm sure, have my cell number. Otherwise, you can shoot me an email. All right, we're going to slowly come on out of this. So the way that we're going to do that is you're going to take this right foot, bring it around, bring the ankle on the outside of that left knee. And if you would like to straighten that left foot, go ahead. We're going to take a twist, pull the belly in, create some space. Right hand comes behind you, twist the body, and rotate around. releasing the twist. Come over to the left, forearms come down on the mat. Drop the head. And then come back up. Make your way back to downward facing dog. One final time before we come down to the mat. Okay, let's stay in down dog for a couple of breaths here. If you'd like to take a headstand before we move on, feel free. I'm going to skip it, but this would be a great place for you to come down onto your knees and take headstand. Okay, if anybody wants to try headstand or headstand prep, which is dolphin pose, your head does not touch the mat. So either of those give you the opportunity. I am going to stay in downward facing dog. All right, so make your way out of whatever inversion you chose, headstand or headstand prep. And then please come to child's pose, no matter what you chose. Come to child's pose. And then make your way to sitting on the mat. Extend those legs, please. Toes pointing towards the ceiling. Reach the heart forward. Reach for the big toes. Grab them in Yogi Toe Lock. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, fold over. Nice and slow. Back a little bit. Actually, I'm going to turn this way. And then release that. Bend that right knee up. Bring it out to the side. Janu Shirshasana. So make your adjustment. So you'll see I'm sitting on a catty corner here. Inhale. Exhale. Turn and fold. This is a great time if you want to use a strap. You know, you can use a strap. Rotate the chest down. Keep your left hand holding on to whatever it's holding on to. Right arm opens up. Beautiful twist. And then fold over again. Rise back up. Switch sides. Left knee comes up. Drop it down. Inhale. Turn and fold. Keep the right hand holding whatever it's holding on to. Open up that left hand. Beautiful twist. And then drop it down. Fold over one last time. And release, please. Okay, let's come into our Baddha Konasana one more time. So, knees out to the side. Notice how this feels different, right? Notice how it feels different. At a minimum, I would imagine it feels more open. I feel much more open doing this. Sink forward, hinge the hips forward. Not too much, not too far, just enough so you feel it in the groin. Right? Feel it right in the groin area. You don't want to pull anything. Now is not the time to be going to the doctor's office, hospital. And then release, knees come together. Give yourself a big squeeze. Straighten the legs, shake them out. All right, let's come and lie down on the mat, please. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Bring the feet as close to the seat as the body allows. Keep them about hips distance apart. Tuck that chin down towards your chest, most important instruction. Inhale, lift the hips. Shimmy the shoulders underneath the body. And keep reaching up. Stay and hold and breathe. Make sure you're breathing, please. Slowly lower down, release. Shoulders then the body. Okay, take 2 more bridge poses. If anyone has a bow pose, upward facing bow in your practice, which is a back bend, okay, feel free to do that. I am going to come onto a block at the highest height. So take your bridge pose where you want to go. Okay, last one. For me, I'm going to lower it to the medium height. This pose, ironically, well, I don't know if so ironic, but bothers my knee. So that's why I push myself. Feel a lot of pressure in my knee when I lift myself up. So slowly start to come down from wherever you are at. Drop the hips onto the mat. Bring the feet to the edges of the mat and bring the knees together. And then slowly windshield wiper the knees side to side. Just releasing the back. Hug the knees into the chest, please. Rock side to side. All right, drop the feet down. We're going to take the right ankle, bring it, actually the right knee, bring it across the left knee. So if you have the openness and the flexibility and you can get that foot around the calf, go ahead. Otherwise, you can just leave it hanging like I'm going to do. You're going to drop both knees over to the right, please. Now come back to center. Keep the knees exactly where they are. Drop everything over to the left. And stay. And breathe into this beautiful stretch. I feel it on the side body. I feel it right over the hip. You may feel it in different places. It really depends on where you're open or where you need opening. Come back to center. Unwind that. Other side, please. Left knee over right knee again. If you can bring that foot behind the calf, go ahead. First, we're going to drop everything over to the left. And then come through center and drop everything to the right. Notice how you felt it in different spots when you go to the left versus the right. It's kind of the point. All right, we're doing great on time. Come back to center. Hug the knees in to the chest. Keep the right knee squeezed in. Lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. Pull the belly in. Drop the left leg down to hover. And then release the hands off of the knee. So sort of like this, I don't know, scissor pose or something. Slowly straighten that right leg up. Stay. Bend the knee. And bring the left knee in. Let's do the other side. Straighten that right leg. Bring it down on the mat. And then lift it so that it's hovering. You're going to release the knee. Slowly straighten that left leg. Bend the left knee. Bend the right knee, hug it in. Rock from side to side. Switch directions. Drop both feet down onto the ground. Straighten both legs. Come into Shavasana. If there is a final pose I didn't get to today, feel free to go ahead and do that right now. And then come back to your mat. We're going to be in a quick Shavasana. Again, we're just focusing on our breath here, the ins and the outs of our breath. Try not to manipulate it, just let it be while you're noticing what it's doing to your body, while you're noticing the thoughts that are coming into your head. See if you can draw your attention to those parts of your body that you feel making contact with your mat. So maybe that's the back of the head. Maybe that's your sit bones, your pelvis, the back of the pelvis, shoulder blades, triceps, backs of feet, calves. Could be a host of things. Breathe into those spaces. Allow the breath to flow through you. Take note of how you feel, peacefulness, calm, this feeling of contentment, this feeling of relaxation and energy, all at the same time. Slowly wiggle the fingers and the toes. Draw the right knee in, bend the left knee. Bring the hands behind the knees. Roll yourself up to sit. Come to a comfortable seat like we were in the beginning of class. Find your Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the eyes closed. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a moment here for yourself to appreciate the practice that you just did, to appreciate who you are, for all that you do and all that you did just to get on your mat today, for all that you have to do after you leave this class. Take a moment to thank yourself for being the super duper person that you are and for all that you do. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you stay safe and healthy. Namaste. Thank you all so much.